Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Black Widow Fishing. I'm Bryce. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I sure know I had a great Thanksgiving as well as a great birthday. So, we're back today with 5 more viewer submitted questions. So, let's get right into it. Our first question says, how do you figure out what content to make and what does the creative process look like? Well, that's a really easy one for me to answer. I try and keep my content creation really simple. I do my unboxings, whether it's the mystery tackle box or monster bass or just any other surprise subscription tackle box, as well as other pieces of equipment that I've either purchased or received from my sponsors. So that's a real easy one there. For all the other videos, there's some planning that goes on to it, whether it be the fishing, modification, or even just answering viewer submitted questions. From there, I take those videos and I edit them, clean up the audio, and then I publish them or upload them to whatever social site they're going on. The way that I come up with my content is I think about things that I would have wanted to see when I first started or things that I have questions about, and then I'll research and then I can do the video, and that helps me learn as well. But I also take requests. So if anybody has anything that they would like me to make a video on, just send me an email or leave a comment, and I typically try and get to those. So that's my creative process. Our next question states, what is a typical day like for you when you aren't on camera? Well, my days go pretty much the same. I'm a very routine kind of person. So I wake up, I will do my finances, not that anybody really cares about that. I'll get the kids off to school, and then just depending on the day, I've got some tasks that I either need to do for sponsors, I have some research that I need to do for either videos, or I'm doing modifications, or I'm just doing research for my tournaments. And that's pretty much how the day goes. I get the children when they get out of school. We make dinner, have some family time, and then I go to sleep and we repeat it. All right, our third question says, do you prefer to fish from a kayak, a boat, or the bank? When it comes to different types of fishing, I really don't care for fishing from the bank. You really can't get into the spots that you need to and actively target the fish. You're really just kind of left up to whatever the bank provides for you. And I don't really consider that to be fun or exciting for me. It may be for other people, but of course, if that's the only way that I'm able to fish, then of course I'll do it. When it comes to the boat or the kayak, I'm really torn. I actually like them both. I prefer fishing on the boat in my tournaments because I fish with my fishing partner, Tony, and I really love fishing with him. We learn a lot of things from each other, and I just think that makes us both better anglers. So I really enjoy that format. But when it comes to just fishing on my own, not taking anybody with me, I thoroughly enjoy my kayak because I don't have to worry about trying to launch the boat, go park the truck, and go out there, come back. And, gas is expensive. The boat uses a lot of gas. The kayak uses no gas. So really it comes down to if I'm fishing by myself or I'm fishing with somebody else. Our fourth question says, what kind of jig should I use this time of year and how do you work it? Well, I would say ultimately it really depends on what the bottom composition of your lake or pond or river that you're fishing is made up of. But generally, the bass have either moved from the depths up shallow where they're chasing the bait fish, and the ones that were previously shallow have moved a little bit deeper, so they're all kind of congregating almost in the same area. And at least out here, most of our bottom compositions are rocks and drop offs. So it's really rocky. You have shelves or ledges that will drop off where the bass kind of hang out, which is not necessarily totally deep, but it's also not very shallow. So the type of jig that I would use in that situation is mainly a football head jig. Just kind of toss it out there, let it make contact with the bottom, and then I would just kind of slowly skip it back to the boat or kayak with some long pauses in between, and that'll typically trigger a bite. Maybe not, the severe reaction bite that you're thinking of, like when you get a jerk bait or a crankbait bite, but you might get those little tiny bites that you really have to pay attention for. So once again, I recommend a football jig in this time of weather, especially for the rocky composition bottoms. And our final question is a funny one. While fishing, have you ever hooked into a fish so big that it actually pulled the boat? Now, funny enough, I know who submitted this question, obviously, because you guys can all see the comment. This person is my friend, and I think he was trying to make a joke, but I'm going to answer the question anyways for you guys' comedic pleasure. So I went to go visit him. He lives in Virginia. I'm from California. We were fishing on his pond. His pond is really big, so it's kind of like, a small to medium-sized lake. So I think pond is not really an applicable term for his body of water. But we were in a John boat, and he was catching fish left and right, and I wasn't catching anything. So I decided I'm going to try something different. So I took I believe it was a robo worm. It had to be like 14, 15 inches. It was about this long. And he's like, "You're not going to catch anything with that." I'm like, "I'm the master. I'm going to catch something with this." So I chucked my line as far as I could. It hit the water. And the minute that thing hit the water, something huge bit onto it. And it started pulling the boat in circles. I was reeling, and the boat was going crazy. And I don't know what it was, but I believe it might have been a pike, a really big pike. We could only kind of see the side of the body, so we didn't get an actual good look. And probably when I got it about 2 to 3 inches to the boat, the line snapped and the boat kind of rocked the other way, and I didn't catch the fish. So normally he would probably call my BS on this, but he was actually there with me, so it turns out to be quite a funny story. But anyways, that's it for this week's question and answer session. We still have time for you to jump in on the Monster Bass Box giveaway, so go check that video out. I'll leave it linked up there and see how you enter that. And you got I'd say about 3 weeks before you can get in that, and we give away a Monster Bass Box. That's it for now. Catch you next time.